How do I do this?
Looks like Rose's gallery down here.
How's the garden growing? You watering it at night? You're not, no rain in the forecast, I think it's really sunny, that's 50-50. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, every time you go far, it's probably. I'm not.
Kind of like hard to know. Using some soaker hose. Thanks for the confusion. It doesn't take much.
Shot.
How are you, sir?
You give me in trouble.
Plenty corn?
You give me any trouble, I'll have you arrested.
You are, whoa. You can? Okay.
You're gonna be in a lot of trouble if you arrest me.
You just well, that sweet corn and tomato will be very good. Another 30 days. Everybody. Do you know what? And I should. You know what they're costing? The groceries for $1.79 an hour. County market.
Well, I made it such investment.
Probably no. Yeah.
When you pay about $4 a pound. I know.
They taste better.
So basically, there's no nothing better than making a sandwich and a crumble with.
Sweet corn. Very good.
I would see my aunt drink one beer, that was one beer with berry, fresh tomato.
Yep.
That beer was great.
Spam.
Yeah. So we should have some dry.
They say the 4th of July is like tomatoes. And corn.
Here's an option, using the bill, you could just send him to his room.
Oh, no, I had to send it.
Or nothing at all.
Yeah.
Hand this on now. Well,
But actually, that's 6-month contract.
Well, I know that watermelon.
I like
Oh, we're not Snapchat. No.
Okay. That's fine, I'm right here. I was raised better than you see. There he is. Good, how are you, sir?
Mr. Gilmore, and I figured this might be
You have now been added to the
beneficial
president
to this kind of stuff. To this.
I know. Down the line here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Totally different vibe.
You want it back? Stay off the camera. It's better that way.
I know, right?
Take a chair out into the hallway.
Yeah.
Right outside the door.
Just had to paste it up and something.
What happened with the door that closed?
Why?
Well, you go on quick.
Only just if you guys spring to action.
Push me over.
You gotta be ready.
Did you get his shot records? Make sure he's covered with. He looks the
I'm covered, but that's all that matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sit down there all by yourself.
I will. I'll be there.
Go ahead and go and get
I know it. Mr. Gilbert. 2 seconds.
2 minutes.
Listen up, right?
I had to trim my ears to hear that.
So if you film a phone library, I don't look at it. It's just like county 911. Where is it?
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
The one sitting in the back.
Meeting tonight.
That's rules of decorum for any and all meetings.
Yeah, yeah.
But the rules are gonna be a little stricter tonight.
Oh, you don't want it? I'll give you a copy of it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. You gotta sign off on it, give it back.
I'm gonna need that signed in for
Can't write.
I know. That's what I'm looking in, then.
It is.
Only because you asked me, Don.
It is.
No. I got it.
Call, do I call?
No. When you call me to present, I'll present.
Okay. Well, do I announce it?
No, you don't have to say, it. Once you do that, once you do all your intro stuff, you just ask me to.
Where's the city?
I'm not gonna be ready.
She on that?
Do I? She on, I don't know if she is or not.
Yeah.
There's been 2 people I've been in, one's like named Zoom and one's like named user or something. We have Android and then Zoom user.
Can anybody join that?
Yeah.
Why you want to join?
No.
Please don't join it. It'll cause a lot of feedback.
I'm not doing this. My wife wants to sit at some point. But I'm-
She's like not in proximity, right?
Huh?
She's not in proximity to this computer.
She said, hey, she went in Zoom or
We did. Yeah, we did.
be a part of the meeting through Becky's
Between an hour's worth of that
Facebook
big.
Live.
Yeah. But from 4 to 4, it's pretty big.
Something else.
Call the meeting to order. You know. My name is Don Giltner. I've been in the community for several years. I'm called, what is called the administrative hearing officer tonight. And so this is my first time through a position like this. So you bear with me. There's some parameters and guidelines that I do want to cover tonight. First of all, this is a very serious meeting that we're having tonight. And it's due the utmost respect that we can give it. And with that in mind, I expect that to happen. I do not allow any talking during the proceedings, any outbursts, any conversation during the proceedings, and any intimidation to the witnesses or to the lawyers or to this council. Now, with that in mind, if any of this happens that I just mentioned, I will immediately have you removed from the proceedings. I don't want to, but it's not me removing you, it'll be you removing yourself. I'm asking that you be adult enough to make sure that none of this has to happen. As I said, this meeting shall be as truthful and unbiased as humanly possible. Can't guarantee it, but I said as humanly possible. And with that, we will now proceed. You see, please. We have the presentation. I'll cover what, do you all have a copy of the agenda? Okay, but I'll make sure that you hear. The purpose of the hearing officer is to make sure that both sides have an opportunity to be heard. And this we will do. Presentation of evidence by the city of Louisiana. And we will mark the documents, exhibit 1, 2, 3, and so forth. The first item of evidence will be the bill of impeachment. So now, Mr. Carter.
All right, sir, I'm handing you exhibit 1, which is the bill of impeachment. If you would please, you can go ahead and mark that as exhibit 1. I am objecting to that exhibit based on not everybody's date on it. It does not appear to be elected in town on a certain date.
Come again, please.
I'm objecting to that exhibit because I don't observe a date on it. And so my client and I are not aware that it was ever passed on a certain date. So, Your Honor, or Mr. Giltner, we do have
the minutes available. The client was, I believe, may have been present on that. We can obtain that if that's the point of issue.
Okay, well, will be duly noted and recorded on that.
Thank you.
Okay, City Council, all this has been presented to the council with the resolution. This was attached to that resolution as an exhibit. So as far as bill of impeachment is, whereas Kevin Yardno was elected as Ward 2 councilman of the city of Louisiana, Missouri on April 5th, 2022. Whereas on April 24th, 2023, the Louisiana City Council, through the adoption of resolution number 9-2023, in accord with section 77.340 of the revised statutes of Missouri, authorized proceedings to consider the removal of Kevin Yardno from office of Ward 2 councilman of the city of Louisiana for the acts of malfeasance, misfeasance, malfeasance, and or nonfeasance as described in the bill of impeachment. Now therefore, Kevin Yardno is hereby charged as follows. One is on December 12th, 2022, Councilman Yardno acted without lawful authority, exceeded the scope of her authority and or abused her authority by disclosing closed records to Rebecca Lawson in regards to a closed session meeting vote that took place, hiring Christopher Heatherly as interim police chief, violation of city ordinance 145.105. I'm presenting the administrator exhibit 2. Exhibit 2, council, is the resolution number 9-2023, where this council voted and passed this resolution to proceed with the impeachment.
Mr. Gilmer, I misspoke earlier. This is the item that does not have a date on it. This is resolution 09-2023.
All right, let's take this in procedure. I retract the duly noted, and now we come back and are you retracting your original
Previous
statement?
objection? Yes, this is the item that I'm objecting
All right.
to. We're not
Now
having a
then,
date.
you're objecting now to this,
Yes,
to resolution number 09-2023.
yes.
All right. Duly noted and will be reported.
Thank you.
All right, administrator, I got exhibit number 3, which is chapter 145. 0.105, penalty for disclosure of closed records. It reads as follows: any person employed or working for the city or who has been entrusted with a record that is marked to indicate that it is confidential or closed records, or who has been invited to participate in a closed meeting, who nonetheless discloses any closed record or any information about the content of any closed meeting to any person, shall be guilty of an offense under the under the ordinance of the city, and upon conviction therefore may be punished and fined under section 100.170. Any such person who is employed or working for the city may also be subject to the termination of their employment as a result of such disclosure. Any such person who is an elected official may also be subject to the impeachment from their office as a result of such disclosure. She has copy. Okay. I'd like to call forth Rebecca Lawson to be sworn in. The city clerk would swear, the city clerk would swear in, please.
You have one.
It's right there in front of you.
Raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
to help you guys?
Yes.
Ms. Lawson, if you would, take a seat there if you don't mind me. Stand, you want to stand in front of you, beside you? Good. Okay. Ms. Lawson, you've heard the bill of impeachment. Whereas on December the 12th, 2022, Councilwoman Ardno reacted without lawful authority, exceed her scope of authority, or abused her authority by disclosing closed records to Rebecca Lawson in regards to a closed session meeting vote that took place, hiring Christopher Heatherly as interim police chief. Ms. Lawson, can you describe to me as far as the events of December the 12th, 2022, where the city council had a special meeting and had an open interview of Christopher Heatherly for the interim police chief? Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, during that meeting, at some point, the council voted to go into closed session. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, during the closed session item or closed session meeting, where did you go?
We went upstairs, I smoked a cigarette, it was cold, we come back down, or we waited until we were told, we could come back down here.
So when you came back down to the lower floor here, was the council actually back in open session?
Yeah.
Okay, at that point, did they go into recess?
Yes.
Okay, was there any action during that portion of the open session that took place before they went into recess?
Yeah, that's when Tiffany nodded and had me meet her in the bathroom.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Did the council have any official action during the open session before going into going into recess? So what was the council, let me rephrase the question. Was the council in recess when Ms. Ardno motioned for you to go into the bathroom?
Yes. Right after the closed vote.
Okay. So where was that? Where was Ms. Ardno and where was you at motion to go to the restroom?
Second row when in the old setup. She met eye contact with me, nodded to go to the bathroom. Met her in there.
Okay. Did you find that strange for her to motion you to go into the restroom?
Yeah.
So you followed Miss Ardno into the restroom, or she followed you into the restroom?
I told her,
Okay. So while he was in the restroom, was anyone else in the restroom
not the second.
at the second time? Okay. So during this time frame, can you tell the council exactly what was conveyed to you in the restroom during the recess?
Basically, that Christopher Heatherly was hired. It was interim. She believed it was going to be part of Tim's plan to keep him on longer. Something about the salary. And then that everybody on the council voted for him except for her and Nick Bergeau. Including me.
Did you have any response to her telling you this?
I rolled my eyes and was like, fine. Whatever.
So after the discussion in the restroom, where did you go?
We came back, sat down. I told the three people beside me, it's a yes. We got up and left.
You got up and left. Okay.
You guys were still in open session.
At some point, you received a text message from Mrs. Ardno.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to present the administrator's exhibit number 4. Copy of the text message. Is this the text message that you received?
Yep.
Okay. So the text message dated December 12th at 7:54 p.m. says, Mrs. Ardno, I did not talk to you in the bathroom about the vote. And you responded, you're good, I'm over it all. So what does that mean to you?
She knew she had told me confidential information. And because I left and she couldn't tell me in person, not to say anything, she had no choice but to message me on Facebook. But she knew that what she told me was wrong.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, and I'll rest our case as far as the evidence presented.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Mr. Gilmer. Lawson, can you clarify a couple of things for us? I think you just said she had no choice but to send you a message on Facebook. What do you mean by that?
She knew that if I got up and left and she could not come to me in person and be like, we didn't talk about the vote in the bathroom. She texted me, we are not Facebook friends. I had to accept that was the biggest way she could get a response to me for me to shut up and not tell that she broke her oath.
I guess I'm not quite following your choice of words though when you say she had no choice. What is it you were?
Because she was stuck in an open session. She couldn't run to me in person and say, oh, I didn't talk to you about the salary or anything to do with Christopher Heatherly.
And because she couldn't come to you. So now, I think you said you weren't friends with her on Facebook.
No, it came through messenger requests. That's why on that printout, you will see, you can now see each other's messages and respond.
I guess I'm not that familiar with Facebook. Can you describe it for me a little better and really?
Objection. The question's been asked and answered. We'll concede that she did receive a Facebook message from Mrs. Ardno, and she did respond to it. I don't know how much more in depth is needed in questioning.
Mr. Gilder, some of us are not familiar with Facebook. And in particular, there's been some testimony tonight that there was some force involved with making Miss Ardno send this message, and I'm trying to find out.
Why would there be force?
That's exactly why I'm asking you why you
She
said.
sent me a message. I did not.
Objection. As far as a matter of force or not, this is the terminology that the witness has provided. I'm pretty sure everyone in here realized that Mrs. Ardno did not twist her arm to send her that message, or someone forcefully made her do that. I took the terminology from the witness as fact that Mrs. Ardno, to the witness's own opinion, felt like she had no choice but to call, since she was not able to do it in face person.
He wasn't finished.
He was not objecting anymore. He was offering his own evidence.
I'm done here.
I'm going to overrule your objection, and I'll tell you.
He's the one who objected. I was questioning the witness.
All right.
Do you sustain or do you overrule his objection?
No, I will not overrule his objection. I'm having a little hard time understanding you not understanding Facebook.
I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah. You know, I'm 89 years old and I know textbook. I mean, Facebook. And it's a little hard for me to conceive that you hadn't heard of it, but we will let that go.
Okay. What I'm referring to is the technical side. The witness has said that she's not a friend. That's a technical term of art related to Facebook with Ms. Ardno. Nevertheless, she was able to exchange messages with her. In addition to that, she has indicated that she had no choice, and Miss Ardeno had no choice but to send her a message somehow on Facebook, even though they were not friends on Facebook, which is my understanding. To send a message to somebody on Facebook, you do have to be friends with them.
Incorrect.
And that's what I was asking you to explain, and then we got stopped.
It is a message request. When you check your inbox, you'll see up in the corner, somebody you're not friends with can send you a message. And then you open it and accept it. Once you respond, that's when it puts on there, you are now visible to see each other and conversate or however that reads. Right. So therefore, she can still message me. I can message anybody in here that's not on Facebook, same as me. It just doesn't come in the direct inbox, it comes into the message request.
Objection further, talking, the question, the objection's already been responded to. I would ask to move on.
Oh, you judge.
Wasn't there objecting?
I overruled.
Will you allow me to proceed with my question to the witness?
Yes, you may.
Ms. Lawson, I'd like to ask you about the first strange thing that happened that night. I think you indicated that Ms. Martineau had nodded to you to go to the bathroom.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that something she's ever done before?
No,
Okay. And you also alluded to something that happened the second time you went into the bathroom. So how many times did she nod at you that night?
just once.
Okay.
The first time her and Nancy decided to put me in the bathroom and ask me questions.
Okay, tell me more.
They wanted to know about Heatherly.
How was it they put you in the bathroom?
Objection, relevance to the charge.
Your Honor, this goes towards the truthfulness or bias of the witness.
Remember them?
The rule, because I think she has the right to continue her statement. Then we can decide, but she hasn't finished.
Who was like,
I was asking you about being forced to go into the bathroom. Said they put you in the
for
bathroom.
one,
Tell me
I
about how
never
that
used the
happened.
word forced.
Okay.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, tell me about how they put you in the bathroom.
Using a plan that I've been trying to get back off the ground, which as Hers Chamber was helping me with for my grandmother's, that has passed 401 to help out in this community. Then once we got in there, it turned into questions about Heatherly and how corrupt he was. Session open. Heatherly did his interview. She not, they went into closed session, we came back, went like this. They're in the bathroom, and that's when everything was told that everybody voted for him except for her and Nick Purdue.
Right, so when you say the first time you went in, when did that happen?
Prior to the meeting starting.
And I think you indicated that someone in addition to Ms. Martineau was involved with that. Who was that person?
Nancy Evans.
And was this preceded by another head nod, or how was it they got you in the bathroom?
Just told you.
I didn't hear that part.
It started, we were talking over, she wanted to help, like she said that she was gonna try to help me get my grandma's program back. Figure out whose hands it was in.
Where were you when you were talking about that?
This started in the chamber a days prior. Then when we went into, she asked me about it here, we go into the bathroom and it switched, we talked a little bit about that and it switched to Heatherly.
were talking here in the chamber. And then you and two other people went into a bathroom.
Objection, he's leading the witness. Can he ask a question?
He's asking 3 times.
He needs to ask a question instead of leading the witness.
So, Mrs. Gilbert.
Continue.
Thank you. Thank you. So please just explain the sequence of events. I understand you were having a conversation with Ms. Hardin and Nancy, but I'm not following where that took place. Did
It
it start?
started in here, and then she said, go to the bathroom, there's no cameras.
Who said that?
Tiffany. They wanted to know everything I had dug up on Heatherly's test before they voted on it. Okay, so once again, then they go into the closed session. After Heatherly did his interview, they go into closed session, we come back, they take recess. She gives me a head nod, we go to the bathroom. Nancy wasn't in there that time. She also informed me that Nancy also voted yes. She couldn't believe it, with her words.
Now, they were questioning you about Heatherly the first time.
Before he did his open interview, yes.
Why was that?
Because he has a very lengthy past.
How do you know anything about it?
It's social media. Government sites. Newspaper articles.
How did you know Ms. Hardin?
She's a council person.
How long have you known?
I really don't. I know her from here, and that's about it.
How long have you known her from here?
If somebody told me what day she started being the Ward 2 council person. That long,
If you can't remember, it's okay to say you can't remember.
since she's been on council. And actually, before I started bullying him, she was there first. Before that, nothing.
Have you ever seen Ms. Hardin ever nod somebody else into the bathroom?
I don't watch her every single one. But no.
Where did you record this incident to the city?
Can you speak up?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
When did you report this incident to the city?
I can't remember. It was shortly after that, probably.
Who did you tell?
Kim Carter. And possibly one other council person.
Who was that?
I want to say it was Mr. Jordan, but it could have been the one before him. Well, let's see. There's been a lot going on here. A lot of changing over with our city council. So to say which specific one, But I told, I do not remember.
Your vote's taken about who else was in the bathroom.
Excuse me?
If you can't remember who you told,
But what was your question?
if you can't remember who you told, can you remember who else was in the bathroom?
Nancy Evans and Tiffany first round. Second round, Tiffany.
Okay, but you can't remember who else you told.
It wasn't something I was going to blast. Once your personal information blasted,
What personal information are you referring to?
his salary that she told me about in the bathroom. Only thing I said was she broke her oath. And so she couldn't call me. She sent me a message 2 blocks from here after she realized I was gone.
But you don't remember when you told Mr. Carter or the other person?
No.
Do you think it was important?
Yeah.
So that was in December. This is now June. Did you ever think about telling anybody else?
No.
Who do you think was harmed?
Repeat it.
Who do you think was harmed by this incident?
Anybody that she has personal information to in closed sessions.
The name of that person is what?
What?
So I asked you who was harmed.
Harmed. She broke confidentiality in her oath by telling me personal information that was discussed in closed session.
Mr. Gilmer, I'm going to have to ask you, request the witness to answer my question. I'm asking for specific names of persons who've been harmed.
It would have been Christopher Heatherly that night.
Okay, how was he harmed?
His confidentiality, his personnel file was exposed.
Did she bring a file with her into the bathroom?
No.
What did you mean when you said his personnel file was exposed?
You know what personnel file is?
I think so.
Okay, and there's all your personal information that is confidential.
Okay,
When it's spoken to these people in closed sessions, it's to stay there. Unless you sign a shine roll request 72 hours later. I had it within 5 minutes.
I thought you said she didn't bring anything in the bathroom.
Her words. We spoke his personnel file.
Do you remember any of those details?
I just did all this.
Objection, Your Honor.
Jesus.
The question's been asked and answered numerous times. He can ask it 120 different ways. The answer will be still in line.
Council, you need to move on.
Okay.
We've had too much repetition of the same question. If you have other questions to ask, then please ask those.
Mr. Gilman, let me explain what I'm driving at. I'm asking for specific particulars. Ms. Lawson has been avoiding my questions. When I asked what was revealed, I'm asking, was a social security number or a birthday? Those are the type of things that I know of in personnel files. What was it that was told that she believes was a secret?
So, Your Honor, the objection is not that we're seeking harmful intent. We're seeking for proof of breach of oath.
And Mr. Gilbert, we've not even seen what the oath was that they're supposed to agree to.
Mr. Gilman, every council person takes an oath of office to uphold our ordinances and Constitution. And Mrs. Arno should have been aware of that oath.
Denied.
So what do you deny?
Move on with the question, would you please?
Okay. How long were you in the bathroom, Ms. Lawson?
I think we need to move on from that too, because the bathroom has been covered quite well.
Do you know how long she was in the bathroom, Mr. Gilbert?
I'm sorry.
Are you aware of how long she was in the bathroom?
I absolutely no
That's
idea.
why I just asked the question.
Your Honor, I would ascertain that it is long enough for Mrs. Arno to convey to her what happened in closed session, however long that may have been.
Move on, please.
You're not allowing me to ask her how long she was in the bathroom.
I think in my opinion, we have covered the bathroom.
Right, and I'm asking a question about it. They've objected to it.
Well,
Why don't we just do it this way? The recess was usually what, 10 minutes when you have to take recess? Yeah, exactly. So it was less than 10 minutes.
and I apologize because I misunderstood the question.
Thank you.
Anything further, counsel?
If you just give me a moment, I'm looking through my notes.
Yes.
I don't think I have any further questions.
All right.
Or Your Honor, that's a close of evidence that we have.
Yes.
Witness can stand down.
I can't, my legs asleep. I'm not moving. Mine, yes, I'm just literally asleep. A second.
Okay, cross-examination of the defense witness by the city.
Let the defense present their case.
you stand up here where, so we all could hear, please? You should have done that at the start.
I would call Tiffany Ardeno.
I'm gonna go with. Got swear me in too. It's right hand.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Could you please state your name?
Tiffany Ardeno.
And Ms. Ardeno, have you been here in the room tonight to hear all the testimony so far?
Correct.
Okay. Now, I'd like to ask you some questions about something that happened back in December. In December, was there a council meeting in which was discussed the hiring of a police chief named Heather?
Yes.
And were you there for that meeting?
Yes.
And what can you tell me about your interactions with Ms. Lawson that night?
Okay, so it started off, we were in the hallway in the stairwell. Coming down, she asked me about her grandmother's 501c3, asked me if I knew anything about it, how to get that back up and running. I told her I might be able to find somebody who ran it or took over it after her grandmother passed. We then came downstairs. At that time, I was 8 months pregnant, so I had to use the restroom. So we continued our conversation into the restroom. At that time, Miss Evans joined us in the restroom, and Ms. Lawson started showing us records on her phone about Mr. Heatherly's past. And she was asking me, she said, "Have you not seen these?" I said, "No." She said, "They're all over Facebook." I said, "Well, I'm blocked on Facebook, so I can't see the majority of what you guys post." She's like, "Well, it's all right here." So she started showing me the records on her phone of his past history, past employment, and past lawsuits and things of that nature. And she was talking to me and Miss Evans in the restroom at that time.
And so, after that conversation in the bathroom, did you then proceed to the council meeting?
Yes, we came in and we did the open interview for Chris Heatherly. While we were in the bathroom, Ms. Lawson asked me, you know, what do you think of this situation? She said, "There's something I would like to know," which I cannot remember at the time. I told her I'd be happy to ask that through the interview, which I did ask the question in the open interview. Then we went into closed session. The floor was cleared. We did our votes. And I believe in that meeting, we actually voted as a council to disclose those records.
And so, you had a closed session meeting.
Mhm.
And it concerned the hiring of a man named Heatherly.
Correct.
And what happened after that meeting?
So after we did our vote and everything, we went back into open session where we took our recess, like always. At that time, again, I did not miss Lawson to go to the back room. Didn't particularly have to do the restroom. We just went to the back room. Just happened to be back in the bathroom because everybody was filtering in at that point. I did tell her that Heatherly was hired, and she was upset, and she said, "Are you freaking kidding me? I cannot believe this." I don't recall telling her who voted what. Then we did come back into open session, and I did message Ms. Lawson about the meeting.
Now, how long were you in the bathroom?
First time or second time?
Each.
The first time was probably about 5 to 10 minutes. The second time was probably 2, 3. three would be a generous amount. I was probably closer to.
And so, the first time I think you indicated you needed to use the bathroom.
Yes.
The second time, I'm guessing, but it's best not to guess on these type of things, that you didn't actually use the bathroom. Is that correct?
I honestly don't believe so. Again, it was just trying to not stand in the way of everybody.
And did you reveal a personnel file to Ms. Lawson?
No. There was no file.
Did you tell her social security numbers or birthdays or any of that sort of thing?
No.
Was there any personal information of Mr. Heatherly's that you communicated to Mr. Lawson? No, Miss Lawson.
No.
And you heard her testimony tonight as she indicated the nature of personal information that you did communicate to her. What have you heard her say that you told her that was personal on it?
Nothing. Everything that was said is 100% sunshine and law requestable.
Not in 5 minutes.
I mean, it wasn't anything personal or private.
In light of these proceedings, are you sorry that you told Miss Lawson what you did?
No. She was a concerned citizen that had genuine concern for the safety and the process of our city. She wanted to know what was going on with her city, and I believe that she had the right to know. So no.
Can you tell me when Mr. Heatherly's hiring was announced?
The same night. There was a newspaper article that went out as well from that meeting that clearly stated we went back into open session and our mayor disclosed that information. In fact, I believe that our mayor announced it upstairs as well to the press in an interview.
I don't think I have any other questions, Mr. Gilmer.
Sorry, sir.
No other questions?
Nomination, Mr. Carter.
So Mrs. Arden, can you recite or can you in general terms, tell me what your oath of office is as a council person?
It is to uphold the Constitution and the city ordinances.
Okay. With that being said, I handed out an exhibit,
Correct.
chapter or section 145.105.
Mhm.
All right, you feel that you did not breach this ordinance?
No, we voted in closed session to disclose that vote that night. So no, I do not feel that I violated that.
Let's talk about closed session meetings. Can you please, so we know that you understand what a closed session meeting is. What is a closed session meeting and why do we have them?
We have them when we do anything about personnel. We have them if there's any discipline or anything for employees. If there's anything that's pertinent to the city that cannot be disclosed to the citizens before the final answer has been decided.
So did you object to going into closed session that night?
No.
You felt there was a need to go into closed session.
Correct, we needed to hire an interim chief.
And why did we have to do that in closed session?
Because that's how we do our hiring. process.
So you made a comment that we actually took a vote in closed session to disclose the vote that we had.
Correct.
Do you remember what that vote was?
To disclose that we were hiring him, yes.
Okay. Do you remember the yays and nays of that vote?
I do.
All right. Can you tell me who voted what?
Your Honor, Mr. Gilmer, I would object as to relevance.
No, she said she didn't recall the vote taken as far as what the vote was for Mr. Heatherly, as far as what the vote was. But now she clearly states that she kind of remembers the votes and who voted. And I would like to see that demonstrated because there was a vote taken. And I would argue that the vote that was taken was for the hiring of Mr. Heatherly. There was no vote taken as far as disclosure.
All right. Are you asking for names of the people, how they voted, yea or nay?
So yes, because Your Honor, Ms. Ardo said she did not recall the vote. As far as the witness, Ms. Lawson stated that it is all unanimous except for Nick Peugeot and herself. And that is for the hiring of Heatherly. The question was, as far as the vote for disclosure, which I would dispute, because all votes are recorded in our minutes. And I would argue and be willing to demonstrate before the council that there is no vote in our minutes showing that as far as disclosure.
Was a vote taken that night?
For the hiring, yes.
Yeah. Could we be, could a number be substituted for names?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right. And instead of names, I believe that we could go with the name.
6 yes, 2 no. 6 yes, 2 no.
6 yes, 2 no's. Okay.
Correct.
Do you recall the 2 no votes
Yes.
and who would they be?
I thought we weren't naming names.
It's a public record, you know.
Okay. The no's were Nick, Peugeot, and myself. And just to clarify, earlier when I stated that I didn't remember, I said I didn't remember disclosing that to Rebecca in the restroom. I never stated that I did not know the vote.
I just put it in parentheses here. You said you didn't recall it. Ms. Arno, I've given you a
I have
copy of that. So why did you text message Ms. Lawson at 7:54 p.m. After the meeting? I did not talk to you in the bathroom about the vote. The vote that you don't recall.
Didn't say that. I did tell her in the restroom that he passed, so that was discussing the vote, yes. And the reason I told her not to talk about it is, one, like she said, you're not friends. And I personally didn't really want that known that we were getting along, for lack of a better word. And I didn't really want everyone to know that I was helping her.
So you felt like you was helping her
Yes,
by disclosing something you probably shouldn't have?
again, I didn't feel that I was disclosing something I shouldn't have. I'm not gonna let you put words in my mouth.
No, I'm just reading your words in this text message. I did not talk to you in the bathroom about the vote.
Correct.
What is so what was you inferring to?
I'm going to object to the question. The form of that question is very hard to answer. Can you restate the question?
Yeah, so what do you mean, what did you mean by sending this to Ms. Lawson? Why did you send that to her?
That was asked and answered.
Can you repeat, please?
As I stated, Rebecca and I are not friends. We've had kind of a rivalry going for a while now. Don't know why. Just kind of had to work out that way. Not really.
So the question the question I had then in this argument is why did you not say, I did not talk to you at all? And you specifically, I did not talk to you in the bathroom about the race.
The way it was worded that night, sir.
You said you would do this all over again. You had no issues with how everything presented. Play down.
Good point, yes.
Have you ever disclosed any closed record
No.
items outside of the chamber?
No.
For argument's sake, and with your theory of that the council did vote to disclose this,
Mhm.
did you have the right to get ahead of the council disclosing it by having a conversation in the restroom with Ms. Lawson?
Again, I did it because it was a citizen that was genuinely concerned about public safety. And
When do citizens typically receive information from closed session items?
it depends on what it is.
What's typical? What's our ordinances state?
Minimum of 72 hours.
Is there exceptions to that?
Yeah.
And what's the exception?
Section 145.020 states that if you hire a public official of any capacity, that it is open record where you can disclose it up to 72 hours. So it can be disclosed prior to that.
So typically, if that's the case, would it be, in your opinion, lawful to disclose a record of the council ahead of the individual who it pertains to? In this point, Christopher Heatherly was voted to be the interim police chief, but yet before he is even informed of the vote or us hiring him, you disclose this with someone in the public.
Yeah.
So you don't dispute that.
No.
Arrest.
Close of evidence for the defense.
I think so, Mr. Chairman. Yes.
Clarification question from the Board of Impeachment.
Yes, I have one. Prior to receiving the message from Ms. Ardman, had she ever messaged you on Facebook? That's all I have.
She had never messaged me before on Facebook.
Okay. Any other questions from the,
I do have a question. This is for Tiffany. You stated that Rebecca, you guys are not friends, and that you, when your attorney was talking to you, you stated that she is blocked. But how are you able to send them? Because I figured it out.
So on her concerned citizens page, I don't have access to everything on there. If multiple people post things on there, I can't see everything that gets posted. So her herself does not have me blocked on there, but the other citizens that were posting and sharing those screenshots, I couldn't see those.
Another question. So the screenshot, do you know who posted it?
No, I know nothing. All I know is whatever Rebecca showed me in the bathroom. that
So
night.
Becky, did you post any of those yourself as admin on that Facebook page
Which post?
about what we're talking about?
That post right there. has-
Objection,
Yeah, that's-
irrelevancy to the charge.
Well, it would resolve your issue with it being blocked. She's not blocked from Rebecca, and if Rebecca did as an admin post
No, that's my personal.
any of the posts about the police chief and all his dad doing supposedly, then she would be able to read anything Rebecca posted on that website.
Yes.
She would not be able to see people that are blocked her. Like, I can't see my ex-husband, right? No matter what he does. But now if the admin puts it on the Facebook page, then Ms. Arden can see them. And I'm pretty sure Rebecca put lots of them on there.
Yeah, she was not the only one that posted on it.
But she did post and you could have read it. Right.
I did read some of them, that I did see, there's a lot that was posted on there, that she showed me in the restroom that night, but I could not see.
I have one other question for you. Rebecca stated that in that small session in the bathroom, she had just told us that she was aware of who voted for who. Did you tell her those people? How did she figure? How did you tell her? those
Like I
people?
said, I don't recall telling her that. Time has lapsed between now and then. Anybody could have told her those records. So I don't feel I should be accountable because I do not recall giving her those.
Rebecca, can I ask you, did you sunshine them?
No. And I was able to actually come out and tell the three people I was sitting beside, he's hired Nick and Tiffany said, no, we got them.
Okay, I have a question for Tiffany. If you didn't feel as if what you and Rebecca Watson were discussing in the bathroom, then why did you feel the need to have to say, I did not talk to you in the bathroom about the vote? And then we're to your exact words, copied, pasted, and right here. If you didn't feel like you had done anything wrong, why did you have to put it? You wanted her to know, you didn't talk, you did not have this conversation.
Again, to me, it was just more about, I'm not a big fan of Rebecca, and I didn't want everyone to know. I was hoping, for lack of a better word.
As a council person for the city of Louisiana, it doesn't matter whether we like somebody or not. We're to help them no matter what,
You're correct.
because that is, we are to put our personal feelings to the side.
It's hard to put those personal feelings aside when you've been attacked by these people and have been stalked and followed and harassed and been had lies made up against you for so long. It's hard to put that aside.
It depends on the type of person a person is to put that aside. I'm attacked every day by inmates that work, and I put it aside and to do my job with that particular inmate because it is my job to do my job.
Any other comments or questions from the council? If not, we will now go for the vote for impeachment. Each council member will be polled, and I ask that the roll call be for the vote of the impeachment.
Councilman Keller,
Yes.
Councilman Bell,
Yes.
Councilman Jordan, Councilman Price,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ardeno.
You can vote on yourself.
Oh, she can't, okay, staying? I don't know. Councilman Sutter? Councilwoman Sherman?
Yes.
Councilman Gott? Votes are 6 yes, 1 abstain, and 1 absent.
6 yes, 1 abstain, and
1 absent.
1 absent. All right. The vote has been taken. Mr. Cardinal, you're dismissed from the council. This ends the meeting that we have had. And I thank you for your patience and during the questioning. And I thank you for the conduct that you we had during the meeting. Thank you. We're dismissed.
Good work, guys.
Sorry.
I had that other. It was right there. So when I went